Howdy, I'm Nick and this is London Creative and that's solo. I am very definitely a sort of believer in if you've not used it in 18 months, you don't really need it. Because basically there's not enough space in this flat to store things. That said, I've got golf clubs I've not used in 10 years, but there are things that I'm just never going to use. So should I really clear them out? Maybe. But there is also one thing that is behind me, not this thing, but here, behind the bed, that is, well, it's been there since I moved in and I don't think I've looked at it. Today, I thought I'd get it out and have a look and see what's in there and see if I actually really need to keep it all, or can we like do something with it. Dust. That's dog hair. This was my portfolio when I was at art school. It's fallen apart, all the edges are peeling off. It's just been sat, hidden. Okay, welcome to Nick, the art student. First picture I didn't draw. My niece painted that when she was about 4. I always kept it because it kind of looks like a cross between a Turner and a Mark Rothko. This is pre-art school. This is 6th form A level. My Andy Warhol painting. I spent months doing this, literally doing one after the other, and each picture was like researched and drawn and done different way. And I can draw this picture like, without thinking about it now because I painted it so many times. Probably can't do it anymore. Oh, picture. A photograph by, I can't remember who it was now. It was in an exhibition and I went to see him as an assistant and wanted to work with him. And when I said that I loved it, he was like, here's a copy. And gave it. The copy in the exhibition was for sale for £400. And it was just like, buy me a CD. I literally went and bought, I remember what I bought. I bought in Philip Glass and I think the Indigo Girls, and that's what I got for it. This is a monastery in Mexico, and he took this photo. I wish I could remember his name. If that's you or you know who it was, please tell me. I think that's going to be donated to somebody. These are slides that were from when I was taking photos of dancers. These need to be scanned, they're of no use to me. This was my wardrobe, old photos, so I had this cover in my wardrobe. This is pretty much my photos and other people's photos. This was a montage. Parties. Lots and lots of people that I do not see anymore. There's not one person on here that I am still friends with. Weird. They've all gone. More slides. This is my portfolio in one page. All slide photos. Really tiny pictures. I really liked that montage, you can tell. I had it printed like 1,000 times. And when you got prints, if you took a photo, you got a big one and 2 small ones, like little contacts. And that is all of the contacts. I think I shot it about 10 times and random. The Sunday Telegraph, in really small form. It's actually the whole Sunday Telegraph. That's probably sell that. It was 18p. Got a picture of Prince Charles on a beach with some topless girl. March 1979. They'll probably go on Etsy if you want that. What's this? Another montage. Some bits that are not YouTube friendly. It's me dressed as a Borg at a fancy dress party. A Swiss Army knife. I got thrown out of class in art school. It was the start of the end for me at art school. Got thrown out of class for some reason or other and told to go and sit in the hallway. And so I sat and drew my Swiss Army knife. A very bad attempt at a comic book. It never worked. It's terrible. This is the sketch for the comic book. This is the sort of level of things you had to do at art school. This was rubbish. This is A-level art. This is my photo. If you've watched my video on Abney Park Cemetery, which is on the Out and About channel, link up there, has this white lion that Bosworth's for the circus people. But I know full well that most of that was not drawn by me. It was drawn by Mr. McWilliams, my art teacher. Just think, oh look, more Swiss Army knives. A study in Swiss Army knives. This is about the best things I did in art school for the 6 months I was there before I got thrown out. More Andy Warhol pictures. So this is like one of the studies that the art piece resulted in. Andy Warhol in lines. This is some weird artwork that's not very good, whatever it is. I've always wanted to do 3D art, you know, the graphics, the fantasy sci-fi stuff you see, these amazing digital things. That was it. That might be one to have a look at and rework that. You know when you do still lives in school, that's it. Art school was crap. Look at that. That's what I had to draw. This is probably my best thing I did in art school. Everything was boring, so my art teacher made me go and paint Wandsworth Bridge. So I painted Wandsworth Bridge. That was it. Oh look, there, more studies of Andy Warhol. This is A-level, and then you see the man walking the fish thing was at art school. That's far better. This is all cut out, paper cut out. You can see the influence of Bob Ross, can't you? Even back then. The torrid sky. You know, it's like 5 things worth keeping, and 2 or 3 of them in the same montage. What's this? Oh look, Mondrian. Do you know, Pierre Mondrian, like me, hated the colour green. So all of his pictures, even his original landscapes, had no green in them. So he'd paint fields and paint them yellow or blue. I don't know where it is, I can't remember. I liked Mondrian, they were clever. They were like, he took everything to the absolute limit, the geographical shape. So it's probably a landscape. In fact, it's probably that, no. I think it's that way up. It's a landscape, but what you do is you take a picture and then you turn it and you lay it flat and then you draw the shapes. This used to be my school. It doesn't exist anymore, it's got knocked down. Highbury Grove School used to have a sign system, and this was it. This was the template, and I had to cut this out. I got somebody to do it for me. I actually delegated. And the idea was that everyone used to get lost because it was huge. And so we drew this out, and then we cut it out and silk screened it and put these signs up. Thing is, it went up, and then the school changed hands and everything went wrong. And that's it. That is my portfolio. There's like half a dozen things that are just a waste of time. 3 or 4 things have stayed the test of time, but they don't really need to be in portfolio, do they? That and that and that are future projects to rework on. This and this are worth saving. Well, there we go. This lot's going to be thrown away. That lot's going in a cupboard. She doesn't care. I've got a picture to give to a friend and about 3 or 4 artworks that could be the starting point for future videos and future art pieces. Well, there we go. It was a scurry through some not very much artwork, really. I hope this was entertaining, interesting, and something to see past me, art student me, and yeah, hope you like this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to leave comments, talk to me down below. Did you go to Chelsea Art School in the early 90s? If you're not already, then and you want to see me recreate some of those art pieces, then maybe click subscribe and come back for those in the near future. So until then, bye. That is going to be donated. I just wish I could remember who took the photo. He had a studio in Kennington, in the Oval in Kennington, which I can't for the life of me remember who he was.